Welcome to this time out with Marcus Ekure. I trust you actually had a wonderful 2022, and now the reality staring us on our faces right now is that we are now in 2023. Now, this year is going to be such an amazing year. The only thing I have to say, like I did early last year, is that you don't have to forget about yourself. You have to make plans for yourself in this new year because you are the most important constituency. That is just the truth. So you have to articulate your plans. People make plans at the beginning of every year, but not everybody actualize his or her plans at the end of the year. So your plan is very important because your dream is very important. Whatsoever kills your dream has killed you. Now, this video you're about to watch on this time out with me, I believe some of you would have seen it before, but I'm trying to analyze this video. I want you to have a deeper thought on this video, even if you've seen it before, because it's been trending for a while now and all that. Now, it is not just enough to watch a video. It is important for us to understand the implication of the video. Now, the reason from this video, you will find out very clearly the reason Africa, in fact, let me say Nigeria, can never be great. You can see it is very obvious. Now, I've always told those who care to listen that it is not really more of just leadership problem in this country, but more of followership problem. We need followership enlightenment. We need cultivation in terms of, educating Nigerian citizenry, about the implication of the actions of our leaders. And if you have citizens that are well enlightened, the truth of the matter is it will be difficult for corrupt leadership to hold them spellbound for a very long time. That is the truth. I think the level we've gotten to in Nigeria now, we've gotten to a point where we are supposed to have breaking out. But we can never break up because every day since we are even going deeper and deeper daily. Now, you are going to watch this video and at the end of the day, understand the implication. These leaders don't really care about us. It was Chino Achebe that wrote a book and said, the trouble with Africa, the trouble with Nigeria. And he pinpointed leadership as the trouble. But for me, the bigger trouble is even in followership. Because all over the world, look at countries that are breaking out, countries that are making progress. Their citizenry, fought for this progress. It's not just leadership. That is just the truth. Now, imagine the legislative system. State government, the state legislation. How many of us citizens are aware of the content of our state legislations? It's very important. The law, the state laws, how many of us are aware? I'm not even talking about the constitution. Now look at what they are reading out in these videos. In this video, the benefits accruable to ex-governors and their deputies. These people don't have any good. They don't, they are not for the good of the people. They don't care about the people. They don't. It's just about themselves. And I think the biggest problem that happened to us is when our political ideology began to drift from collective interest to saying politics is about individual interests and interest game. That's where we actually started getting everything wrong. And for us to make progress, we have to rejig our philosophical position, political position, from that aspect of selfism to collectivism, which is very, very important. Now, the people need to be enlightened. How can just one man be entitled to all the benefits he's been collecting? He said it's for a lifetime. And his family members. Just look at all these things. They don't care about you. How many of them are coming back? That is just one state alone. And I heard that is Lagos State. But the point is, not just Lagos State alone. I think it's also particular as a peculiar in different other states. So I'm calling on Nigerian citizens. You must demand to see the content of your state legislation. Know what is happening. Know what is in there. Most of all these House of Assembly members, those who are going to represent you in House of Assembly, this is what happens when imbeciles, touts, go to House of Assembly to represent you there. Because they just become walkover. Whatsoever governor says, oh, carry go, we are in. And they just concur. And that is the product of what you are seeing right now. Many of them don't understand the implication of these things. How can you sign these kind of things into law? How? Devilish, barbaric, utterly capricious, and so potentially damaging. It's very annoying. When I saw this video for some days now, I've been brooding over it, and I've not really had, peace of mind within me. It's very annoying. And these people are coming back again. And the youths, the Nigerian citizens, they are all clapping for them. They are clapping for them to continue. Please, it's not just about self-interest. Now, many of you are supporting all these useless politicians today who do not mean well for us. Why? Because you feel you have been promised one political position, or maybe you have hope of gaining something. I weep for the young people today, honestly. The Bible says in the last days, old men shall dream dreams and young men shall see vision. But today, our young people are no longer seeing vision because our vision has been altered by stomach infrastructure. And truth has been sacrificed. Nobody is truthful anymore. And we have become so comfortable with falsehood. Nobody is comfortable with the truth anymore. It has become part of us, a culture. And that is very dangerous for every one of us. Now, it's not just about you. What you are today is as a result of the decision you took yesterday. Tomorrow, you are going to become what you decide today. You young man watching this video, I'm telling you today, you have to think about the future of this country. You have to think about the future of Nigeria. Think about your children, because tomorrow you are not going. You'll be no more tomorrow. Then what happens to your children? Your children are going to suffer. Look at the educational system. It's zero as we speak right now. We don't have education assistance in Africa. In Nigeria, no education is zero. Look at recurrent expenditure. We keep spending money. The bulk of our budget goes into recurrent expenditure in Nigeria. How can such a country grow? And what is recurrent expenditure? Salaries and such kind of, remunerations and incentives that our ex-officials, ex-governors take to the detriment of the poor citizenry. Now, nobody is thinking about infrastructural development.
Befitting mansions built for them by the state government in their state capital and either in Lagos or Abuja. And the minimum recommended is a 5-bedroom house. Then furniture allowance for befitting furniture of the aforementioned property, and this furniture will be changed every 3 to 4 years. 100 million as gratuity, 100% of current basic salary of the incumbent and deputy. That is full salary for former governor for life. Brand new Jeeps and Hiluxes, which will be replaced every 3 years. 300% basic salary for car maintenance. 300% of basic salary for utilities, NEPA, water. 5 million monthly to pay for steward, cook, driver, personal aid, and security. Female security is also required for spouses. 100% of basic salary for entertainment. Medical allowances within the country and overseas for an unspecified number of family members for life. And it even applies to those who have more than one wife. I rest my case.
Let me ask you this.
Hey, my people, I believe you have watched this video and you've seen for yourself. Now you can imagine all those things that have been enumerated there just for one person. A governor that has retired, that is no longer ex-governor and deputy that are no longer in the office, will be getting all these things. Then what will now happen to other ex-governors? Or maybe to, if only one ex-governor is getting this, and a state that has about 6 ex-governors and ex-deputies, then that state is in trouble. Now the question is, who signed this kind of things into law? You see, this is what happens when we vote in touts and people who are conscienceless, into our house, lawmaking houses. This is what we get, and it's so bad. Now, I've been feeling so bad since I watched this video. I know you've seen it before. Oh, we cannot continue like this. And these are the kind of people who want to keep voting into power. Now, I'm showing this video to you because I want you, yes, it's possible you've seen it before. I want you to think twice. Now, the citizens, until we have citizens that are enlightened, that are willing to really interrogate the actions and activities of these politicians, they will not make any headways. I think the change begins with us first. Because if we have citizenship or citizenry that are, that are refined, then it will act as a checkmate to corrupt leaders who are so greedy and self-centered and selfish, like this kind of leaders. It's just all about them and their family members alone and their girlfriends. So that is it. Now, the urge I'm going to urge you today is that, ensure at all levels across all states of Nigeria, we must insist on seeing the state legislation to know what is in it. Because so many of us, we don't even know what is happening. And I was saying something the other time that the reason many of us do not take the fight against corruption seriously is because we do not understand quantitative analysis. Now, we do not understand the effect of 1 billion in a community. If the woman who sells garri in the market understands what 1 billion naira will do in a particular community or in her locality, I think when she hears that a man steals 5 billion, she will be the first to carry machete, take machete and mobilize that such a person should be beheaded. That's just the truth. We cannot continue like this. It's only in Nigeria you see a politician, somebody who comes into politics without anything, a pauper who comes into politics, then the next 6 months, the person is prouding of, mansions in overseas states, and all that kind of stuff. So it is potentially damaging. Now look at somebody like Angela Merkel, former Prime Minister of Germany, who served for so many years. Now, do you know the same apartment, bungalow apartment, shared apartment that she moved from to become Prime Minister? That was same apartment she moved back to when she was leaving office. And story has it that she washes her clothes, does her domestic chores, and all that kind of thing. A former Prime Minister. Now, if I may ask, what are these our leaders, these politicians? What did they want carry all this money to do? You will start money billions for your accounts for abroad. Even your children can never finish. And Nigerians are suffering. People are suffering. Then another election is by the corner. Then we have you two are still clapping and running after them. We are not interrogating them. They just come make promises and we believe them. Then you vote for them, you suffer for the next 4 years. So I want you to shine on our eyes. You watching this video right now, shine your eyes so well. Hold your PVC. Don't be carried away by materialism. Our people make parables say, meaning hunger no go kill you or beat you, come eat your own shit. It's not done. Let us take sacrifice once and for our children and our unborn children. Please share this video, let it go viral. It's not enough for you to just watch and just walk by. Subscribe to this channel, METV, then share the video, make it go viral. Let everybody see, because the more you share it, the more Facebook, the more YouTube will see the need to put it in, bigger platforms for it to go viral, for our people to get more enlightenment, to know the evils that these people are doing to us, that these people do not mean well for us. I think I want to put a stop to it here. Thank you very much for staying tuned to us, and keep sharing and keep liking our videos. God bless you. Keep flying. Nothing can stop you. Marcus Ikure is still my name.